Yo, what's up everyone? This is Kaizouwar here. As the title says, the current state of BlazBlue makes me very, very sad. So we would have to go all the way back to BlazBlue Central Fiction. That was the last mainline BlazBlue game that we have as of now. And I mean when I mean mainline fighting game, not like anything else. Because BlazBlue Central Fiction was announced as the last game that featured Ragnar Bledge as a protagonist, and so we will move forward with maybe new protagonists and so on and so forth. So the game was announced back in 2015 and didn't come out on consoles until 2016 because it was announced back in arcades in 2015. And when Jubei, the last character announced for the game, came out in 2017, alongside that announcement was the reveal of BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is a mess. And its entire development cycle is a mess. And you could tell that ArcSys and the people behind the game and Mori were collapsing in on themselves trying to get this game to be a thing. And it's so sad because this game could have been done better. Now, general opinions on Cross Tag Battle are very divisive. You either love the game or you hate it. There hardly is ever an in-between regarding this game. But, you either like the game or you hate it. But it cannot be denied, and this is a fact, that the game's development cycle was troubled. DLC problems, the DLC whole issue DLC thing was just a main sticking point for the game. And then the gameplay changes that people weren't happy with, the crossover aspect people weren't happy with, the tag idea, the whole tag fighting idea people weren't cool with, the inclusion of Ruby as a whole people didn't like, that stuff like that. It's just, it was bad. Cross Tag Battle it could have been something better than it was, but it wasn't. And so we just have to live with that fact. So after that, there was an announcement of BlazBlue Alternative Dark War, a mobile game that was going to take place after the events of BlazBlue Central Fiction. Now that was announced back in 2017 and didn't come out until February of 2021, which is actually insane. It took 4 years for this game to come out. And then on November of the same year, 2021, the game would be shutting down. The game had an announcement that the game was going to shut down. And it didn't last until January of 2022, which means the game only lasted 11 months before it died. And that's just insane, really, because the game never got a global launch. It was stuck in Japan. And there was a lot of issues with that as well. People hated the idea of BlazBlue getting a mobile game, despite the fact that a bunch of other franchises get one. But what pissed people off the most is that BlazBlue was already in this state of, because of Cross Tag Battle, BlazBlue was already in this weird state, right? And Alternative Dark War, despite the fact that it was already announced years ago, back around when Cross Tag Battle was announced, it was a huge sticking point for some people. I mean, a lot of people didn't even get the chance to even play the game because you had to go out of your way to even play the Japanese version of it. So a lot of hatred towards the game was, to me personally, unjustified. It was kind of pointless at the end of the day. You didn't have to play the game. A lot of people just couldn't and, didn't even care, just waiting for the next BlazBlue game to come out. But I did, and the game had a lot of issues. Now, personally for me, the game had a lot of issues trying to run it, constant crashes, constant bugs. So eventually I just gave up on playing for a while. But that's just me. I don't know how everybody else's experience was. I didn't heard too many complaints about maintenance, but again, the game was played by a small number of people anyway, so that's the main reason why the game probably failed. It's just not enough people getting into it, which is a shame because I like this whole idea of having a game where it brings all of BlazBlue's media into one, BlazBlue Bledge experience, the mainline series, right? X-Blaze characters get in here, Remix Heart / Variable Heart characters got in the game. They've had a crossover with GranBlue, which that crossover with GranBlue, you can't look me in the eye and tell me that crossover with GranBlue wasn't. I feel like that crossover with GranBlue wasn't more of a thing that ArcSys wanted to do. It was more of a thing they had to do because GranBlue is very popular in Japan, right? Extremely popular. So the idea of them trying to cross over GranBlue was a way to try to save the game, and it came in so late that it was just a way to try to save the game, and it just didn't work. And then boom, Alternative Dark War died. So the most current game we have as of now, since Alternative Dark War shut down, was BlazBlue Entropy Effect. Entropy Effect is a roguelike game created by 91 Act, who were the same people who did the BlazBlue Revolutionary Burning game, which is a mobile beat-em-up style BlazBlue game. And I will be real with Entropy Effect. It's really good. It's a really, really good game. But the main issue about Entropy Effect is that it's not a BlazBlue game. It is a roguelike game with a BlazBlue skin on it. Now, a lot of people say like Cross Tag Battle is not a BlazBlue game. A lot of people say that, which is baffling to me because yes, it is. Yes, it is. I know a lot of people just say that to be, to hate on Cross Tag Battle, to try to devalue it, but Cross Tag Battle is a BlazBlue game. Entropy Effect is not a BlazBlue game. There's nothing to the game that will basically tell you it's BlazBlue without seeing the characters. The characters are the only thing that makes it recognizable as a BlazBlue game. But if you just take the characters out and replace them with any other Joe Schmo, it's literally the same game. It could just be Entropy Effect without BlazBlue, right? And that's what bugs me about what Entropy Effect currently is. Like, they're not trying hard enough to make this feel like BlazBlue. It's just a different game entirely. And again, there's nothing wrong with Entropy Effect. It's actually a good game. I just feel like it can literally, like, I shouldn't be too bummed out because it's doing well. The game is doing super well, and people are playing it, and some people who don't even play BlazBlue know of BlazBlue now through Entropy Effect. So you can gain fans through that way, people who like roguelikes, right? Or people who just like the way the game looks, and now they know of BlazBlue through it. But at the same time, it just doesn't feel like the series that it's based off of. And so now we reached this point. So not too long ago, there was an announcement that there was this company called Makoville, I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's what it says to me. Makoville, it says they signed an IP licensing agreement with Arc System Works for BlazBlue. Now, I don't know much about this company, but for my knowledge, for what I was able to find, they've done mobile games, right? And it's kind of just funny to me because this is another Korean company who wants to touch BlazBlue again for possibly a mobile game. And I don't know what to even think about it. Let me just read this article from like the actual site that I found this on. It's a rough translation, but it basically tells you everything we need to know. So, K Startup creates new game using the IP of the fighting game BlazBlue. Content Intellectual Property or IP startup Makoville announced on the 17th that it has signed an IP licensing agreement with Japanese game developer Arc System Works for the fighting game BlazBlue. Makoville will begin developing a new game using all the characters and original story from the 4 main BlazBlue titles. Since the series was released in 2008, various attempts have been made, but Makoville is the first Korean company to develop a game using the original IP. Makoville was founded in 2020 by lead CEO of Pink Fong Company, famous for Pink Fong and Baby Shark, together with talent from major game companies such as Nexon and Niaowiz. Makoville plans to use its 2D game development capabilities and know-how to develop a new game that reinterprets the world of BlazBlue, which will be released for PC and mobile platforms. Makoville CEO said, "This agreement will serve as the foundation for us to enter the global market. We want to develop high-quality games based on the globally popular BlazBlue IP and provide fun to gamers around the world." Arc System Works President Minoru Kitaoka said, "We have high expectations for Makoville's excellent development capabilities and passion," and added, "We are confident that with the cooperation between the two companies, we'll be able to release a new game that is full of new appeal for BlazBlue." This all rubs me the wrong way. The way they word this, again, this is a rough translation, but the translation actually came out pretty well, all things considered. But with the way they word it, like, it bugs the hell out of me. Like, it really does. I hate the way this is worded because, like, something doesn't feel right, you know? Like, let me go back to Mori. Let me talk about Mori for a little bit. Mori is the reason BlazBlue is what it is, right? He left the company a while ago, right? But he is the man, the heart and soul of BlazBlue. He is the creator of the characters. He's the director. He's the planner. He created the character concepts. He did a scenario. He did art. He even did character motion shit back in Calamity Trigger. He did background stuff in Calamity Trigger. Designs, and he just illustrated like ending stuff. Like, he did a lot of shit on BlazBlue. Without him, they're literally, the BlazBlue is just kind of a husk as it is, right? He's the very reason BlazBlue is the way it is. But at the same time, Mori is the reason Alternative Dark War is the way it was. Cross Tag Battle the way it was. And I'm not trying to blame, be mean about this stuff, but like Mori clearly wanted to do something else with BlazBlue, right? And there's just no way he could. He couldn't make the mobile game. He couldn't make the crossover game he wanted, like, do successful. He couldn't, like, it feels weird to me, right? And, like, he's gone. So, like, who's going to be in charge of BlazBlue? The only person who has ever come out to talk about BlazBlue is the president himself, right? It's the only person, that's the only thing we hear about BlazBlue. They're constantly talking about, we want BlazBlue to continue. We want BlazBlue to feel new. We want this game to feel new for other people. And how do you do it? You get another Korean company who does mobile games and PC games to touch BlazBlue again. So not only we're back to just another Entropy Effect thing again, right? And again, Entropy Effect's good, but like your Arc System Works isn't even touching the license, right? Like they're not even bothering to do it themselves. They're not even trying to make the game themselves, right? Now, if I remember correctly, there was an interview a while back about how, like, you know, Arc System Works and stuff, they didn't want Guilty Gear to compete with BlazBlue, and considering that Guilty Gear is more popular than it's ever been ever, why do they need BlazBlue? And I hate being cynical about this shit. I really don't want to be, because I want to believe that BlazBlue, they're not just going to give up on BlazBlue, because BlazBlue is one of Arc System Works' only original properties. Like, and like one they made, and the only reason BlazBlue exists is because they lost Guilty Gear. Now they got Guilty Gear back, and like it reached 3 million people around the world. What's the point of BlazBlue? BlazBlue is not going to reach those numbers. BlazBlue could barely reach 1/3 of that with all its games. And as much as I love BlazBlue to death, it's not a big seller, right? That's what they try to get Alternative Dark War to do, to be a big seller, like by attracting all these franchises together. But like that didn't work. I just don't even know what to even think at this point. What's going to happen with the series? Who's going to do what with it? You know, you never know what's going to happen next, because Arc System Works, they're not even talking about the game anymore, really. When the only time they bring it up, like on Twitter accounts and stuff like that, is to talk about, oh, Cross-Tag Battle is going on sale again. You should buy it. They're not even talking about Essential Fiction's on sale. That's so weird to me. Like, I see more sales for Cross-Tag Battle than even Essential Fiction. Obviously, they don't bring up Dark War no more, because that's a game that's been canned. Mobile game companies never, like, not mobile game companies, my bad. Game companies never really bring up the fact that their mobile games have died, you know? They don't even promote Entropy Effect, which I find really weird. They don't even, that's weird, isn't it? They don't even promote Entropy Effect. From what I've hardly ever seen, like the official Twitter account or the official, like if anything officially Arc System Works even talk about Entropy Effect. Like I think they made one interview about it, but that was more from 91X than Arc System Works. And I find that hilarious. They don't even like say, oh, Entropy Effect's on sale, or guys, or Entropy Effect, you know, you should check out Entropy Effect. No, they don't even talk about it. 91X, the one that, you know, posts the shit on their the Twitter account made for the game, which I just find hilarious. I don't know why I find that funny, but it's kind of sus, man. It's kind of weird. But yeah, after reading all that, my head hurts thinking about what Blaze was going through right now. Arc System Works clearly doesn't want to touch the franchise right now with their own two hands. They don't want to make a fighting game right now. They just want to sell not sell, but like, you know, whore out the IP to other companies so they can do the work while Arc System Works makes the money without doing anything themselves. Guilty Gear Strive is the biggest thing Arc System has ever made right now, right? It's reached 3 billion people all around the world. It's literally the biggest property that Arc System Works owns right now. It even has an anime coming, right? It's crossing over with CG Project Red's Cyberpunk, for Christ's sakes. So, Guilty Gear would have never gotten a chance to do something like that back in the XR era. No way. And now look at it. And do I see BlazBlue ever getting that big? No. BlazBlue will never be that big. BlazBlue would have to do a bunch of very specific things in order to even get that big, and it's not. And when you really think about it, look back on Cross-Tag Battle. That's what it was trying to do. That's what Cross-Tag Battle tried to be, and it didn't work, right? And the Cross-Tag Battle is pretty much the last fighting game of BlazBlue that we have. And that was back, like that last 2.0 version was released back in 2019. So it's been almost 6 years. No, not even 6 years, my bad. It's been almost 5 years since then, because like 2.0 came out in November. So almost 5 years of that, right? And it's insane, because during then we had Alternative Dark War, was in development for 4 years, then died within 11 months. Then after that, we have Entropy Effect, which again, still a good game, but not a BlazBlue game. And you're handing off the license to a game company who only makes mobile games and PC games. So So this could be a gacha game for all we know, like Alternative Dark World was. This could be another beat 'em up game, another roguelike, you know, like I don't know. Like it doesn't even matter. Like it doesn't even matter at this point. Like the fact that this company, they're not gonna make a fighting game. Not for mobile and PC. No, they're not. So this is not gonna be a fighting game. We don't know what this is gonna be. We don't know what they're gonna do with BlazBlue. And I'm tired. I'm so tired. It bums me out, man. I don't like being cynical. I really don't. I don't like being like this whole depressing person about it. But like, this is what it just feels like. Arc System Works doesn't want to touch it right now. They just want to hold on to the license. I mean, hell, a lot of people are asking, wait, why Arc System Works just give it back to Mori? He'll actually do something with it because Mori's behind a lot of the shit in BlazBlue. This is a property that Arc System Works owns. They're not going to give it back to Mori. They're not going to give it to him. This is a property that they can make money off of. And there will be no point of just giving it to Mori because they ain't going to make money off of it. BlazBlue is one of Arc System Works' original properties. Like, that's one of the very few properties that they own that gets some use in the current day, right? And it's funny to me, think about how BlazBlue is now, right? Keep in mind, BlazBlue was made because Guilty Gear's license was gone. Then when Guilty Gear came back through XR, BlazBlue and Guilty Gear lived side by side. Then Central Fiction basically stopped getting support, okay? Then we get Cross-Eyed Bow, which was very divisive. Then we get Dark War, a mobile game that got shut down within 11 months. And now we have Entropy Effect. Good game, now a BlazBlue game. So that's just kind of is what it is. And Arc System Works clearly wants to focus on, you know, publishing other games, like the Hunter x Hunter game, that new Hunter x Hunter game that was made by Aiding. They want to clearly deal with that. They still help publishing Under Night. So, and they're still making Guilty Gear content. They're still making stuff for Guilty Gear. They're still developing games for still developing characters for Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. So there's like no room to make anything BlazBlue related. They're just kind of like, yeah, that's it. We're just kind of done with it right now. Now, I'm not saying BlazBlue won't come back, but we don't know what it's going to come back as. You know, like ignoring the whole new mobile game they're going to Machiaville's going to try to make. We don't know when BlazBlue's ever going to get another new mainline game. And if this game and Machiaville's make it as a mainline game, I am so done. If they're going to be the ones in charge of making BlazBlue from now on or something like that, I'm so done. I am so done.